Alright, so we're off to an 0-1. Looking goodish. Gonna go get a forest because we are playing Storm. They can Blood Moon us, not to say that's what I expect them to do. Oh man, mismatch Serum Visions. Just don't want to give our opponent too much reason to throw a Pyroclasm out, so we're just going to attack here. Next turn we'll plan to Korda's Devoted Druid into Vizier. And we're just really going to hope to draw a Genesis Wave off the top right here. That'd be fantastic. So now that we have Vizier here, I think we're just going to end up losing anyway. Opponent's not going to let us do any sort of trick. So we basically just have infinite mana. We just really need to draw something this turn. Chord, Collected Company, Genesis Wave. Looks like our opponent, unless they go for a gift right here. So we do get 2 draws. We're going to get to Horizon Canopy plus whatever we draw. I really, really, really want it to be a Genesis Wave. Vizier works too. A little fiddly here to do this. Wish I could do this without clicking my mouse. So we're going to end up being able to attack with 1, 2, 3, 4 creatures. So 4 creatures. Let me think about this. That's going to be 12, 24. He's got 4 blockers, so that should be actually enough. So we're just going to get up to 13 mana. That should be enough. Tell you what, Devoted Druid's going to get banned. So our opponent's just dead here. Yep, they're going to go ahead and just concede. So again, Vizier and Devoted Druid, pretty great combo together. I think on the draw we definitely want to bring in the paths to impact what they can do. I think we probably cut one Shaman here for one of the paths. I don't think we're in as big of a need of that. Uzuri we could still top deck like we did last game, so it may make more sense to leave a third one there. And it's possible they're running more bolts here, so Heritage Druid probably a little weaker. I'm good with this. Alright, so now we have a Genesis Wave. We have all the Genesis all the Genesis Waves. This is not a good hand. If one of these was a chord, we would be in business. This is also no good. This is just making things look terrible. These are just bad draws. I mean, when you think about it, it's no different than if these Genesis Waves could just be collected companies. It's not really any different here. We just need some acceleration. But if you draw all of your high-end cards, then you're just going to get pounded. There's nothing you can do about it. Gonna mulligan one more time. Whatever. This is ridiculous. So the funny thing here is, if we hit land, we still have a chance to do something interesting. I mean, sometimes you're going to get some bad draws, and this isn't like my deck was any heavier with 3 drops than it was in the previous games. We just did not draw any of our creatures. So what we're looking at here is, if we hit land, and our opponent doesn't kill us, we'll be able to cast Devoted Druid next turn. Then we'll be able to chord for the Vizier of Remedies on turn 3 with that land. And with that Vizier, create infinite mana, casting Genesis Wave to get our entire deck out. And then that's going to drop Shaman of the Pack, a couple Shaman of the Pack on top of all the elves that we hit. And then also it's going to bring in Uzuri, even if we didn't have the Shaman hit. So land, fingers crossed. Oh, bummer. It would have been really great to just kind of like win this one from a mulligan to 3. Well, they hit their Electromancer, that puts us in really bad shape. Probably a turn or two late here. If we untap next turn and our opponent doesn't counter our Court of Calling, if we get a land, we would win there, which would be pretty amazing. I just don't foresee that being a thing. Yeah, here comes the bolt. So watch us draw a land and just imagine what could have been. Nah, one can hope. Even here, look at how much of our top end we're drawing. We just clearly were not meant to win this game. So my opponent clearly has a Past in Flames in hand, and so we don't really care. Just trying to set him to go off. Got it on F6. He's gonna do his thing, get his victory. Cast a Disc Ritual is gonna cast a Lightning Bolt at us. May not be able to see all this. In fact, I might as well just, yeah, so we got a Manamorphose. He's going to put out probably a couple of pieces of blue mana. Yep. Now he's going to cast out a Serum Visions, another Serum Visions, presumably. And then he should start Grape Shot in here. Oh, you know what? Because I put the Grape Shot in the graveyard, he has to go through a lot more spells. But the Gift's Ungiven, so there he goes. Lightning Bolts us again. So now he can just Grape Shot us. And there we go. Alright, well, that was a bummer. Nothing like not even being in game 3 at all. We'll be back with another match shortly. Sorry the first game was messed up. We lost, just in case you didn't get to see it, I may not go back and rerun it. But basically, game 1, our opponent beat us. Turn 3, they went off. They were on the play, and they just went off. We didn't get a chance to do anything, really. So sometimes that happens with Storm. Typically less frequently with this Gifts Ungiven build, although it's really consistent on like turn 4 if you don't give it much interaction, which is part of why we have this goal of trying to just go off this way. So, anywho, we'll be back shortly.